Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, just want a few reminders that you would listen to your own body with everything that you do, and that you not push yourself past a point where you feel that you can't do something. I personally have just gotten over a frozen shoulder. I'm not completely over it. So what we're going to do today is going to be very sensitive to my needs to not push my shoulder. And I'll give you cues for how you can move your own body in a restorative way. So the practice I wanted to do today is going to be pretty short, and I'd like to work with some low lunges and work with a little bit of balance. Of course, always working with the breathing, and get into our hip flexors just a little bit as we twist and move and breathe. So get into a comfortable seat. I invite you to really ground through the sit bones. First of all, we're going to begin like we always do with awareness to the breath and awareness to the body. So I invite you to close your eyes, maybe put your hands in a position that's open and receptive to what's going to happen in the next few minutes. Draw your attention into the breath. First, noticing where the breath wants to go in the body. Notice the texture of the breath, the rhythm of the breath. Notice if there's any resistance to the breath. If you start to notice some resistance, see if you can allow the area that's resisting to soften. See if you can come to a greater awareness of where your sit bones are grounded down into the mat, where the spine is reaching tall from the bowl of the pelvis. Notice how the ears are balanced between the shoulders. The crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. If you're practicing indoors, towards the sky if you're practicing outdoors. All those sensations are happening in your body all the time. There's an invitation to tune into sensation. We'll take one more breath here with your eyes closed. And then when you're ready, we're going to start to warm up the shoulders. So bringing your hands down by your sides. We're going to inhale the arms up and exhale the arms down. We'll inhale the arms up, reaching with the fingertips towards the ceiling. Then exhale, very intentionally, the arms come down, float them down, drift them down towards the floor. And then we'll inhale the arms up, noticing where the movement is occurring. This time on the exhale, as you turn your hands to lower them, gently squeeze and lift the pelvic floor muscles, Mula Bandha. And we'll try two more like that. Inhaling, releasing the pelvic floor, reaching those fingertips up towards the sky. On the exhale, gently embracing, engaging Mula Bandha, pelvic floor muscles as the arms lower down. And we'll inhale up. Exhale, engage Mula Bandha as the arms drift down. And then with your hands on the floor, or maybe your hands on your lap, just tune into sensation here. Maybe inviting you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable to you, and just notice what you notice. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to lift up your right arm towards the ceiling and side bend over to the left. So we'll inhale, give a little bit of side bend. Exhale, lower the arm down, come back to center. And on the other side, inhaling the left arm up and exhaling the left arm down. And inhale the right arm up, making it a little richer experience this time by pressing that right sit bone down. Exhale, lower the right arm down. And then we'll inhale the left arm up, pressing the left sit bone down into the mat. And exhale, left arm comes down. And one more time, we'll reach high on the right side on the inhale, pressing down the right sit bone. On the exhale, gently engage pelvic floor muscles as the right arm comes down. We'll inhale the left arm up, pressing that left sit bone down. And then exhale, gently engaging the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, as you come down. And once again, tuning into sensation here, noticing where the feet are resting on the mat, where the sit bones are resting on the mat, where the hands are resting either on the mat or in your lap. And just notice your body. The next thing we're going to do is a slight twist. So this time we're lifting the arms all the way up towards the ceiling once again. We're going to bring the arms down to goalpost arms and see if we can keep them in this position as we do a few twists to the side. And the breathing can be done a couple of ways. So we're going to inhale as we twist to the right and exhale as we come back to center. We're going to inhale as we twist to the left and exhale as we come back to center. We'll try that again to the right, inhaling, maybe seeing if you can bring the right arm towards the wall behind you. Exhale, come back to center, and then inhale to the left and exhale. And then this time we'll bring the pelvic floor in. We'll inhale to the right. Gently squeeze pelvic floor as we come back to center. We'll inhale to the left and exhale, come back to center. This time, take both hands and place them over your heart center. Close your eyes and connect back with yourself. Connect with the sensations from the feet through the pelvis. See how the shoulders feel, if they feel like they're a little bit more awake now. You can notice a calming of the nervous system. We'll take one more breath here. And then we're going to move into a hands and knees position. We'd like to call this tabletop in yoga. So find a place where your wrists are pretty comfortable underneath your shoulders and your pelvis is in a somewhat neutral position, not dipping high or rounding out, just staying in a sort of comfortable, relaxed yet alert position. And then breathe in through your nose. Allow the belly to move. Allow the rib cage to move. Exhale. See if you can gently tighten up pelvic floor muscles. And notice how the belly muscles come along, lifting up against gravity. We'll inhale to release that. Exhale. Gently squeeze the pelvic floor. And then we'll inhale to release. Exhale, gently squeeze and lift. And then making some movement of the spine as we breathe. Allow your belly to drop down into a cow pose. Head comes up like you're looking at the horizon. And then exhale, gently squeeze Mula Bandha as you tuck under, bringing the tailbone down towards the floor, bringing the crown of the head down towards the floor. And we'll inhale, come back up for a breath. Exhale, gently squeeze Mula Bandha as you tuck under. We'll go one more time, inhaling. And exhale, tucking under, bringing the pelvic floor along. And then sitting back on your heels, resting on the forearm, just take a minute to roll out your wrists. Sometimes our wrists don't like that position. We want to just give them a little bit of TLC. And then go ahead and sit all the way back onto your heels. We're going to come up into a high kneeling, and we're going to take a moment to bring your right foot forward. Bring it to a comfortable distance away from the body, and we're going to gently tuck the pelvis down just a little bit so the tailbone is reaching down towards the mat. There can be, if it's available, a little bit of an internal rotation of that back leg to get a little bit deeper into the hip flexor muscles, the iliopsoas. And from this position, see if you can raise your arms up as you inhale. If you can steady yourself with the breath here, holding the position, but allowing the breath to move freely. Noticing areas of effort and areas of ease. Good. One more inhale, reach just a little bit higher. On the exhale, we're going to come back to those goalpost arms. Make sure to keep the tailbone tucked under, and we're going to inhale as we rotate to the right. And we're going to exhale as we come back to center. And we're going to inhale as we rotate to the left and exhale as we come back to center. Notice that's how that felt in your body, if it was difficult or hard. This time we're going to inhale to the right. We're going to drop the right arm down and see if we can find the back of the left leg, or maybe we find the back of the pelvis. And then using that base as an anchor, we're going to lift up the left arm. Notice here the effort and the ease. Breathing in and breathing out. Notice the unsteadiness. On the exhale, we're going to bring that left hand right inside the right foot. See if you can kind of stack your shoulders. And if it's available here, see if you can lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. Again, noticing the breath. Noticing those areas of the body that are working really hard. Appreciating your physical body for all the things it does. Take one more breath here. We're going to bring the arm by the ear now. You're reaching from the wall in front of you, feeling that really nice long stretch through the side body. On the right side, take one more breath here, and then we'll bring that right hand down on the outside of the right foot. Right foot comes back to join the left. Let's sit back into a little bit of a puppy pose, maybe all the way back into a child's pose. Your wrist a little TLC. And then we'll come back and we'll do the same thing on the left side. So bring your left foot forward, a little bit of a tucking under of the tail, a little bit of internal rotation of that back hip, and we'll inhale the arms up. Notice the steadiness, notice the difficulty. Notice what's working hard. Notice the areas that feel easy. Both exist at the same time. Take one more breath here. On the exhale, we're going to bring the arms down into those goalpost arms. And take a nice breath in and out, feeling that expansion across the chest. And then we're going to inhale as you rotate to the left. Exhale back to center. Inhale as you rotate to the right. Exhale back to center. Inhale to the left. Drop your left hand down, find the back of the right thigh, or maybe the back of the pelvis, and inhale that right arm up. A nice, lovely back bend here. Take your breath in and breath out. The gaze can be up at the hand if you want to challenge your balance a little more, or you can ground yourself by looking down at the ground. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, place that right hand right inside the left foot, and we're going to rotate towards the left. Now, this is where I'm going to keep my arm down, but I'm going to invite you to lift those left fingertips up towards the ceiling as you breathe in and breathe out. Noticing any wobbles in your balance, noticing how hard your legs are working. The gaze can drift up towards the ceiling. Take one more breath here. And then exhale as you lower that left hand down on the outside of the left foot. Left foot comes back to join the right. And we'll sit back to our child's pose. Child's pose with extended arms is an option. You can also cross your hands and allow your forehead to rest on your hands here. You put a pillow or a towel underneath your forehead. Notice in the child's pose, if your legs are blocking your belly, that the breath will come into the back of the body. Spend some time being aware of the movement of the ribs. And see if you can come back into just noticing breath. Notice the texture of the breath. Notice the quality of the breath. No judgment, just observation. When we come to yoga, there's no doing it right. We do want to be safe in our practice, but we leave the judgment behind. We act as a witness to the sensation in our body as we approach each practice with curiosity and creativity. We'll take one more breath here in our child's pose. And I invite you to come back to a seated position. And close your eyes and just become aware of any sensation in your body now. You can return your hands where they were earlier, maybe resting on your knees or on the floor. Even after brief experiences on the mat, many times we'll have a deeper sense of self, a relaxed focus as we move on into our day. And take one more cleansing breath. And release the pose. I hope you enjoyed this very brief yoga practice and you can do this as many times as you want. It's not strenuous, but it is a way to reconnect mind and body in order to begin the healing transformation that is that is found so easily, maybe I shouldn't say easily, but is found in our yoga practices. Namaste.